Hi, I'm Florida native. My name is Leah. I just wanted to welcome everyone. If you're new, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Spirit is giving me this message, and I wanted to put out this video about sharing your story. And some of you are being guided. Perhaps you want to be on a platform, or start a platform, or start a book, or maybe it's simply sharing your story with others. Uh, my grandmother was a great storyteller, and she told me so many stories about herself. And although I didn't know her, I couldn't have known her in her younger years of this incarnation in life. I knew so much about her based on the stories that she shared back when she was in the Philippines, back when she lived through World War II, and the Japanese came into the Philippines, and they went to different provinces and different places, and um, they had to go up into the mountains, and she would tell me about her stories of buying and selling, having her own store, and doing all kinds of businesses, and also um, my aunts and uncles. I know stories about her because I've heard stories from my father, and my father was also a great storyteller. And the message today is share your story, and I feel that God is encouraging you, maybe through intuition, through gut feelings. Maybe it might be as simple as journaling, and then creating a book, or again, having a platform, being on Instagram, being on YouTube. So someone out there needs that encouragement, or you've been thinking about it. It doesn't have to be your own story about your life. It could be something about your passion, like if you're passionate about the outdoors, or if you're passionate about boating, or maybe it's even your job. So Spirit has expressed that someone needed to hear this message, and I want to come out and encourage you. I do talk about spiritual things, spiritual happenings, trying to get on that spiritual path, uplifting others, um, perhaps inspiring you to get on that spiritual path if that's what you are looking for. You're searching for something, um, that connection with God, with the spiritual world, with whatever your soul feels led to learn or do or move. So my nose is itching, so someone's thinking about you. Um, and yeah, I mean, sometimes when we share our stories, we can actually help people to reflect on their own lives, and maybe they're in a similar situation. And I know that a lot of you have shared your stories um, on my channel just through your comments, and I do appreciate that. But just sharing your stories with others really helps us to connect, or realize the connection of all people. And it could also change people's timelines, because if they hear your story, and perhaps they're going to make one decision, and after hearing maybe your story they choose something different, maybe the wisdom of your story. So if you feel guided to share your story, whether it be your passion project, or again, it could be being on a platform. It could be, I talked to a girlfriend of mine the other day, and I actually thought about, I could see her doing this, and when she told me that she had started a podcast, I said, there's so many times, I mean, I could definitely see her do that, and I think she had like one or two, and that felt right, because she's got a great personality. She's very, she knows a lot of people in the area, and she connects, and she puts herself out there, and she asks great questions. She's very relatable. She's very curious, and she's just a go-getter. So when we were having lunch the other day, I told her, I said, you should start your own podcast. I said, I could see you interviewing people and asking those questions, and really, she's on her spiritual path as well, and she's gone through, some major changes in her life over the last few years. And again, your story doesn't have to be spiritually based. It can be, but some of you need to hear that message. Some of you are very empathic, and maybe you're not on a platform, but you do help others because you share your story. And a lot of people don't know about empaths. They don't know that, I probably up until a few weeks ago thought that everyone felt things like I felt, that they felt energies, and that they had this ability to pick up on moods, or the feelings of others, or to put themselves in other people's shoes. Which are some of the characteristics of empaths. And of course, I don't want to go into labels and labeling everything, but being empathic, your senses are heightened, and you think that everyone feels that. You think that well, I did anyway, but that's not exactly the truth. That's not exactly how everyone is built, and that's okay. Sometimes it can be, a curse at times, because you feel everything. So sometimes you have to know to have when to put up your own boundaries, or else, it could be very overwhelming. But whatever your story is, everyone has a unique story to life. And, I understand a lot of it's private, and you might not want to share, but you always can get to control what you want to share, and what you're ready to share, and what you feel led to share. Yeah. So that message is for someone that, or a few of you out there, that maybe you're at a point in your life where you're ready to either share your story. I've shared my story a little bit with my near-death experience, some of my spiritual experiences, some of my family dynamics and friend dynamics on this channel. But it's all about you and how you experience your life, and you've experienced the world. Everyone has a story to tell, and if you have been on my channel, you know that at the end of the life that we live, through my near-death experience, I realized that life is really a play. and we are these characters. We're the main character in our story, but we have all these other characters in our life, and sometimes we have amazing experiences, and some are very difficult emotionally in our life, and sometimes it's, as we are all living life, we're living this, either getting through it or just, learning the lessons and getting our karma, and balancing everything out and trying to figure everything out or figure it all out, or not. It never hurts to share your experience. And of course, you could pick and choose from other people's experiences. Hopefully, if it's difficult experiences, maybe you could actually even learn from other people's experiences, which direction, which path to choose. And you could learn from other people's wisdom. I know I have myself, being the last of 7 children. I watched and observed a lot growing up. I watched my brothers and sisters. I tried to not make certain decisions based on what I saw. It could be good or bad. Growing up, you just didn't. I learned not to talk back to my parents because that could be very detrimental. But something as simple as that. Of course, sometimes we're just there to listen to people and listen to their stories as they share stories with you. It creates connection between souls, and being authentic and getting to know people's character, and because we're gonna actually bump into all types of characters in life, and it's fun. It's fun to me. I mean, sometimes it's it's not as pleasant as, say, this personality or another person's personality, but they all exist, and no one's story is more valuable than the next story. Everyone's story is unique and different and special based on all the different factors that made you and made up your personality, and that makes up your emotions and your makes you unique out of the billions of people in the world. Yeah. So I just wanted to share that message with you. Perhaps you have some other souls to touch as far as connecting with others and helping, being of service. It can help your spiritual growth, and it could, help you on this journey of life. So if you feel inclined to share your story, this is a confirmation. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video.